guys, Master Thinking here, bringing you another Dragon Ball Z Dokkan battle video, and so very soon we are going to be finding out the details for Gogeta and Broly's EZA. In fact, at the time that I'm uploading this video, the details should be out in exactly 12 hours, so keep an eye out. I'm obviously going to try and be around. I mean, it's 8 o'clock in the morning for me, so it shouldn't be too difficult. I will be around when the details drop, and we'll try and get a video up straight away going over their full details. So before we actually get to find out what they do, I wanted to talk about them a little bit, what I would like to see from their EZAs, and then it'll be interesting to see what we actually get when it comes around. So let me know down below in the comment section what you guys want to see from their EZA, and let's go ahead and jump straight in. So these guys are interesting because they have 2 leader skills, both of which feature a 170 and then 2 150s and 2 130s for the secondary one, right? So I don't know if, as a unit with an exact leader skill like this, gotten an EZA yet, because obviously the best case scenario, you know, we're deep in the 200% meta now, so a lot of people don't like to run leads less than 200%, but even on those teams, a lot of the units only get 170, depending on how you build it. So 170 is still perfectly viable, especially if you're pairing them up with a 200% lead. But I imagine both of these will go up to 3 key and 170, which is obviously going to be really, really good, right? A unit having 2 full 170 leads is definitely going to be good. But of course, Movie Heroes and then Fusion. I mean, Movie Heroes has countless other leaders currently, and then Fusion kind of been overtaken by fused fighters existing, but having a straight up fusion lead for 170 would obviously be useful for some circumstances as well. So let's look at his kit here for his Super Saiyan form, because obviously you're going to be in this form for the first 4 turns, which is essentially just going to be his first 2 appearances, right? Because it's either going to be turn 1 and turn 3, or turn 2 and turn 4, and then he transforms on the next turn. So he greatly raises attack for 1 turn, does immense damage, and he gets attack and defense 100%, attacks effective against all types, medium chance to dodge, and that's it for his, I say base, but his Super Saiyan form, right? So obviously straight away, you know, one thing about this unit is if you're unable to dodge, or if he just doesn't get the dodge, his defense is not particularly good for the current meta, right? Even if he just gets, you know, the EZA stats on top. So we obviously need to get extra defense at the start of the turn. But I've seen some calcs for him saying that, like, even if they bump this number up, so it's like attack and defense, like even like 200%, and add defense on SA, it's not going to give him the craziest post super attack defense. So one of the things that is very beneficial for units to have, and a lot of new Dokkan Fests, we're seeing this a lot now, get this on release, where they have their start of turn attack and defense, and then they get a certain amount of attack and defense on super attack. And the reason why that is so effective is because that extra buff takes into account all the support that the unit is getting on that rotation, from support units, links, etc., all that, everything basically. So having that makes the unit a lot better. So for example, if a unit has 200% attack and defense at start of turn, or if a unit has 150% attack and defense and then gets 50% on super, the on super one will end up putting out higher numbers, especially when run with support units. This is my understanding of the game. So something that would obviously be very good for Gogeta, bump him up to like attack, like pretty much the numbers I just said, right? Like bump him up to attack and defense 150 and then 50% on super, and then make his super attack greatly raise attack and defense for 1 turn, and then he could be very, very good. Now in terms of his kit, attacks are effective against all types, obviously he's going to keep that. Medium chance to dodge, so 30% chance to dodge. This would obviously be very, very good if they upgraded this for both of his forms, right? So in his Super Saiyan form, increase his dodge chance to 50%, and then his transform state we're obviously going to look at in a second. He is a unit that's very good links-wise. He's got prepared for battle and over in a flash, so he's usable on quite a lot of teams. So I am really hoping that his EZA is going to be good, right? So bump this up to 50% chance to dodge, and then we switch over to Blue Gogeta, so we transform on turn 4. So now he greatly raises attack for 3 turns, So again, make this attack and defense for 3 turns. If they bumped it up to more than 3, that would be good as well. Imagine if they put it up to 6. And then if you get a couple of turns where you get additional supers in one go, then his numbers are going to start looking pretty high. And then just kind of do the same thing with his kit, right? So attack and defense went up by 30% from his base. So if we said 150, this would be like around 180. Still give him the extra on super attack as well. He gets a guaranteed crit, so that's obviously very good, and has a 50% chance to dodge. So this would be bumped up. If we're bumping up his base dodge to 50%, bump this up to 70%. And then he's going to be looking really, really good. In events where you can still dodge, right? Dodge is not disabled. After you get some stacks, if they do add defense to his super attack effect, he's going to be able to hit reasonably good, or even good super attack defense levels once you get a bunch of super attacks off. And then of course against enemies that you can dodge, he's going to have a 70% chance to dodge. So I think that would be cool. Another thing that would make him pretty crazy, especially if we're giving him these super attack buffs that stack for a couple of turns, is give him a condition that allows him to do an additional super attack. So it could be when facing like a movie boss enemy, or I don't think they would make it as specific as like an enemy, like a Broly enemy. Although that would be interesting because Broly disables dodge in the red zone, right? So because he's taking away this Gogeta's best defensive ability, giving him like a guaranteed additional super if he's fighting a Broly enemy would be kind of cool, because then obviously he's going to be able to get that extra super and get that extra stack of defense for the red zone event where he can't dodge. So I think that'd be pretty good, because unfortunately, ironically, if this guy ends up not being super good defensively, then and you're basically relying on his dodge, then despite the events of the movie, it's going to mean that red zone Broly is going to be an event that is too difficult for him, which would be certainly a weird state if that was the case. But Gogeta, all they really need to do, like the fact that his kit is already so good, he was in contention, if not just straight up the best TUR when he first came out. So hopefully they do him justice with his EZA. We've been waiting for this one for a long time. And same can be said of Broly, right? This is the only solo card that represents Broly from the end of the fight, right? In the whole game at the moment. So hopefully one day we're still going to get a standalone full power Broly. But this guy has movie bosses and full power. That would be a pretty good combo. Again, if we get full 170 leader skills for this guy, could make some interesting combinations with that. And then he greatly raises attack for 1 turn, does supreme damage to all enemies. So he is an AoE unit. Just like Gogeta, I forgot he greatly raised attack, to be honest. So just like Gogeta, they should add defense as well. And then his passive, I mean, he basically auto supers, and then he gets attack and defense, and that's essentially it. So he should obviously just get more attack and defense, make the numbers the same. I don't see why they have to give him less defense for some reason. So give him more attack and defense, and that's kind of all he does in his base. So something that I think would be interesting for him to give him a bit more utility for like other teams is if they threw some sort of interesting thing. I can't necessarily expect him to be like a support unit or something like that. But imagine if a unit like this had like rainbow orb changing or something, because he doesn't need it because he gets so much ki. But that would be something that would help out the team around him. Maybe some kind of like damage reduction. It's always crazy that we have Broly units in the game that aren't super good tanks when you think about how insanely tanky he is in all of the movies that he's in. So some sort of damage reduction, especially what about something like the Pan kind of ability where he has damage reduction if you put him in slot 1 until he attacks, because then that would make him ridiculously good for Super Battle Road with his AoE super. I think that could be quite interesting. And then when he transforms into the full power Broly, then obviously this is where he goes crazy offense mode, does immense damage to the enemy, massively lowers defense. So again, he needs to have some kind of defense raising thing. Something that would be really good for this guy is he launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super. What about if he had defense stacking on his super attack after he transformed? And then of course attack and defense, I think they just straight up make this like 200%, right? and then launches an additional attack that has a high chance to become a super. Either increase the high chance to great chance, or something else that would be really good is if he launched 2 additional attacks that each had a high chance to become a super. So then on his best RNG turn, he's doing 4 super attacks, and then each one of those he's like stacking defense. I think he would actually end up being really, really good. So I brought up the link tool page over here to have a look at. One of the reasons why I want these EZAs to be so good is not just because I like the units in general, but if we take a look at the links that he shares with prominent units, like the 6, obviously, most of these units are not important, but 5 links he shares with units like Carnival Goku, the Goku and Gohan, LR Gogeta, Namek Goku, LR Gohan, who we're all kind of hoping is going to get an EZA sometime soon. Spirit Bomb Goku will get an EZA sometime soon. Goku and Gohan, Super Saiyan 2 Goku. Like, there's some good units here. God Goku. Good units that still see use on some of the top teams that he shares good links with. And then when we drop down to 4, we've got a ton of other LRs and stuff here as well. So he has a lot of really good link partners that will benefit from his EZA being good. And then if we look at Broly as well, his link set doesn't change. Now, ignore both these guys. It's still such a crime that this guy got his EZA straight away, because when he came out he was really, really good, but that just aged him like so quickly, which is unfortunate. But again, for 5 links, Int Broly, who is still very usable, Heart Virus Goku, obviously very good for shorter content, the LR Broly, LR Tech Broly once he transforms, because they have the same name before he transforms, but he's going to get an EZA at some point soon, so that could be really good. Namek Goku once he transforms. So a lot of these, they don't share a ton of teams, but like things like Pure Saiyans. Is this Namek Goku on full power? I always forget. But then even he shares 4 links with some of these units like Carnival Goku, Vegeta and Trunks, the LR Super Saiyans. So these guys have some really good link partners. And I'm really, really hoping that their EZAs are going to be super good. So let me know your thoughts down below in the comments section. What would you like to see from their EZAs? Give me your builds for how you would design the EZA down below in the comment section. And then keep an eye out, like I say, once the details actually do get posted, I will make a video talking about it. And yeah, hopefully they are going to be good. So I will be live to stream the EZA when it comes out as well. That's not for another couple of days, but keep an eye out on the channel. Make sure you've hit that bell so you know when I go live, or join the Discord, because I always post in there. I always post on Twitter as well. So just make sure you keep an eye on my socials, and when the EZAs come out, I will be live streaming them. So let me know all of your thoughts down below in the comment section. So that is going to be it for the video, guys. This has been the Masked Ningen. Smash that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new. Check out the links down below for the Discord and the merch store, and I will see you all again soon. Have a good one.